Do you even 80s, bro? Kenny.
Chris, I'm appalled that you even asked me that question.
So you do? Good, because we're about to deep dive.
Tex-Mex style. I mean BraveStarr.
What's that?
Who's here? Who's here?
That
Who's
is
here with you? Who's sitting on your shoulder?
Tex Hex from
Who's sitting on your
BraveStarr.
shoulder?
Do
Hitting your
even
ear with a
80s,
gun?
bro. He's hitting me in the ear. We're doing a deep dive into BraveStarr. That's right. 1987 to 85 to 87. What was it again?
Chris, the deets will follow.
Oh, it's a deep dive, as in we're giving you the deets of what's happening right now. 1987 to 88. Okay, cool. Here we go. BraveStarr. Now, guys, here on Do You Even 80s, bro, we have another show called Classic Blend where we take two things from the 80s and we mash them together and make something new. BraveStarr has been on that more than once? I think more than once.
It's been on there once. It might have been on there twice.
Possibly twice.
Yeah. I know he was definitely Tex Hex was on. Where's he patting him on the head?
I'm like, you don't drop him.
He was on a Hall & Oates.
Oh yeah.
So that might be in the second time he showed up.
Hall & Oates is our toy hall show.
Yes.
Because obviously he's here. So.
All
right, check it out. Good stuff. Kenny.
Lava Lamp's going strong right now, man.
Yeah. Yeah, look at my camera. Am I in the way?
I'm
not in the way. Look at that. Look at that. Oh yeah, those balls. That's some good stuff, man.
It's all about the temperature. I'm telling you, it's all about the temperature.
You got to turn it on like 8 hours beforehand.
I know.
All right, here we go. So BraveStarr.
Oh,
Kenny, I can't help but notice you got a lot of notes.
I had a lot of notes here.
But you've written them on
I've run my
very
junk mail.
special index cards.
Junk mail.
Junk mail. Why he couldn't just stop and go get a real piece of paper?
Because I thought I was just gonna write here, and then it was like, oh, I just need one more to write. And then it turned into
what's even more
folly.
interesting.
It turned into a folly.
Well, what's even more interesting, bro, is how much junk mail that you had to do that on.
But you know what they do on a lot of junk mail? Like the back of it is now it's like Avis, rent a car, or like Progressive, and it's like ads and stuff on the back, and like so you can't write on them. So it's like,
but that's what
notepads
you know
what?
For.
The office under this probably I probably shouldn't have written. I probably shouldn't have written on that.
All right, well don't throw it out.
But here, like Dodge.
Okay, yeah, there's a garbage one. Yeah,
Quicken, like you're giving me these things, man, and it's like thank you for letting me use it as scrap paper.
All right. So there you have it. He's using old junk mail as his index card scrap paper. Oh, my tablet's at 8%.
That's
fantastic.
Good. That's all
Here
the
we
time
go.
you need.
1987 to 1988, brother. They call this an American space western animated series.
They certainly do, Chris. BraveStarr.
Tell me about it. What do you know?
I'm going to tell you a little bit. 65 episodes.
Ooh, that's a lot.
All right, that's a lot of episodes. It was made in conjunction. Filmation made it. All right, this was actually the last show that they made before they went kaput. All right, which is a shame. Filmation made Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, true.
Sorry, not the real Ghostbusters.
No,
the weird one with the ape and everything.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, so that's
weird. The real cartoony one. Oh, I didn't like that one.
We're not going to worry about that. All right, so but in referencing the Ghostbusters show, the Filmation Ghostbusters, there was a character made for there called. I don't know if he had the name Tex Hex at the time,
right?
But this design was made for that show. The producer,
he's got some beefy legs.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Is he wearing like leggings?
I don't know.
Like, what is that?
You know what? It's probably just tight pants, man. It's like cop pants.
But they also gave him a butt crack.
What?
They gave him a butt crack. I
Oh.
don't know if you can see that. It's weird.
Oh, he's kind of got like the.
It's weird, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
he's got the unfortunate Robin thing going on right now.
Why is he wearing like superhero underwear?
It's like Robin.
Yeah, you keep talking. I'm gonna try and stand him up.
Yeah. Anyway, he was designed for the Ghostbusters show, and then Lou Scheimer, who was the producer, the executive producer, he asked, for approval to develop a space western or a sci-fi western based around this character. Because he liked it so much.
Around him, really?
Around this character after it was designed because he really liked it. So he pulled it from the Ghostbusters and made a show, and they called it BraveStarr in conjunction with Mattel and their little toys. All right? So
wait, was this so this show was a toy for toys to sell toys? Every cartoon is to sell toys. Yeah, that's a good point. I know.
You know what I mean?
It's
It's
toys,
like everything was. Everything. Almost everything. All right. So Filmation shuttered in 89, so this show ran to 88. There is another little bit of information which shuttered the studio, which we will get to later in the episode. Okay, New Texas. It's like a planet.
It's like a cod piece.
It's a planet.
What is it called?
In
New
a
Texas,
system,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, orbiting 3 suns. Orbiting 3 suns. Mostly desert. A little bit of wetlands in there. Inside the wetlands, there's something called ape cats in there. All right, that's I don't know, ape cats.
What is that?
Because why not, Chris?
Yeah.
All right, you know what I'm gonna start doing?
New Texas. That's
we're gonna take my little sledgehammer pen.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start crossing off things that I spoke about
because you're looking at them.
They're everywhere.
Got a lot of stuff.
They're everywhere.
It's fine.
All right?
Keep going.
So here we go. It's 1,957 light years from Earth. Got it?
Gotcha.
Natives of the planet New Texas, which I'm sure they didn't call New Texas. I'm sure they called it New Texas when they got there. You know what I'm saying? When BraveStarr got there, the shaman, like all that stuff. We'll get into there. Natives of the planet are called the Prairie People.
Yeah, gotcha.
Got it? Mostly desert, wetland area. Boom, got it.
Water's also found in an aquapod.
There you go. That's where they get water from.
Yeah.
Aquapods. Yep. So there you go. All right. So more. Hey, since we're going into the deets, right?
Deets, give me some
September
deets.
14th, 1987. First episode aired. February 24th, 1988 was the last episode.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Man?
Kyrium. It's a red mined.
Oh, that's what they mine on the planet.
Right. It's
that's what's
it's like a
important
red
about the planet.
mined element.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Used as fuel.
Right.
Okay, it's a basis for fuel, so that's what they want to do. They say in the series it's kind of alluded to that the planet will be still maintained after all of the Kyrium is.
Oh, so yeah, they're saying
mined.
yeah, right, like right, yeah, they're gonna say, oh yeah, don't worry
That's what
about
they're
it.
gonna do,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna say
That's what they're gonna do.
it's not gonna happen.
That's what they're gonna go.
65 episodes.
Let's just go straight into this thing right here. We're gonna go right into it. Fort Kyrium. That's what BraveStarr. That's his base, man.
So
Fort
BraveStarr was.
Kyrium.
Tell me, yeah. So okay,
He's
what was his point? He was there to be
yeah. He's there.
the sheriff.
He's there as he's a marshal. Marshal BraveStarr. Okay.
Right, okay, that's right.
Yeah. All right, he's a galactic marshal.
Right.
All right, and on this planet, he's got a dude that takes care of him called the shaman, who kind of guided him and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the bad dudes, where you have Stampede is the main bad guy, who's the shaman's like nemesis. Okay?
Oh, right, yeah.
And underneath the shaman is BraveStarr and his cohorts, and then underneath Stampede is Tex Hex
and all
and
the other
his
dudes,
cohorts, which are called the Carrion Bunch.
Oh, that's right.
There's
The Carrion
so much.
Bunch. That's right.
There's so much. So that's what it is.
You're going quick.
We'll go in.
It's
I
good.
know, but there's a lot of information that I got to
good,
get through
man.
because it's all been up. It's been up here for a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's all jotted down.
Talk about
All
the
right.
ape cats soon.
So we're not really going
get
to
there,
go into
right?
the ape cats. They're just
Why not?
because
we're
they're just
doing
they're
a
like
deep dive, man.
I know, but they show up in the episodes.
They're
and stuff
huge
like that. I wouldn't worry about it. They're like the
felines,
Sand People. It's like talking about Star Wars and
but
you know
then-
what? Let me give 5 minutes to the Sand People.
All right, yeah,
It doesn't.
why not?
No, it doesn't. It's just, they're just there. They're there and they attack and they're annoying from time to time. All right, BraveStarr, Chris. I'm going to tell you about BraveStarr. Pat Fraley is the voice of BraveStarr. Would you like to know what else Pat Fraley was the voice of?
Yeah, sure.
Ace on G.I. Joe.
Ace. Okay.
Ace. I think he was
Right.
a space shuttle dude, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, maybe. No.
I might be mistaken with Mask or something like that. Slick the Turtle on the Littles.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He played 64 different characters on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. 64.
Name two. You don't know. No, that's fine.
You know what?
I can look 'em up.
Odds are Leonardo and Donatello. Odds are that I got one of them. No, I'm
Tell you what. I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
No,
I'll
I'm
tell you.
kidding.
You keep going. I'll tell you.
He played Max Ray on Centurions.
Oh, did he really?
He played this little dude on the Centurions.
That's good.
What do you think about that?
I love that.
Right?
Yeah, I love
So guess what? We're going to join you here because he's a stand-in for BraveStarr at this moment.
Keep going.
All right.
I'm still looking up who he did.
Little Clowns of Happy Town, Chris. He was a
Krang,
voice.
Casey Jones, Baxter Stockman.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Trying to
Good for
see
him.
if he didn't do any of the turtles though.
Yeah. All right. So he did Problem Child, the cartoon. Remember? Oh, John Ritter movie.
yeah.
Problem Child. There was
Yeah.
a cartoon. He did a lot of the voices on the cartoon.
Okay, good for him.
Okay. So good for that. I'm gonna leave this stuff to the end. He also played Mayor Derringer on the show BraveStarr.
Okay.
Okay, so he played a couple characters on the show.
So now
listen up.
Okay.
Buzz Lightyear, Toy Story 2, when Buzz is in the aisle with all the other Buzzes.
Yeah.
He played some of the additional Buzzes in that.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was on there. He was also the voice of Buzz Lightyear when Tim Allen was too busy back in the day. He played the voices
For like
on video games
and like
even the theme park and merchandise.
Wow.
So he had Buzz's voice.
Wow.
Yeah, he did Buzz's voice.
Pretty good.
So that's pretty awesome, I'd say.
Pretty good. Pat Farley,
and then now Tim Allen does it and Tom Hanks does it and
Yeah.
everything like that. But that back then they didn't. And okay, so we got that. His feature film debut. Think Will Smith. Come on, give it to me. Feature film debut. His, not Will Smith's.
I Am Legend.
Did you know that?
No, I
Did you
didn't
just
know
think
it.
of that?
No, I just
You did look at
happened
that.
to scroll. and I
He
happened
was
to
the
see it.
president's
Played the
voice
president. Yeah.
in I Am Legend.
Okay. Good.
Is that not nuts?
That's cool.
So there you go. So when you hear that, it's like, whoa,
He's
that's
also
the same
in-
dude who played BraveStarr and
He was in Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer. He played Lurky.
Yep. He played a lot of stuff.
Rocking with Judy Jetson.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some things that we missed in.
Yeah, so we got to
back
go
to
there.
BraveStarr.
30-30. 30-30. He's an equestroid. All right, he's a horse that can talk and stand up on 2 feet and fight and do all
So
kinds
hold
of
on a
stuff.
second. So let's go back. Let's say it for 1 second. So he did. I don't remember. Did BraveStarr ride him?
He had
did.
a horse, man. It's his horse.
So he rode him, though,
30-30.
didn't
He's
he?
an equestroid and chief deputy. He can
All
capable
right,
of assuming-
dirty, bend over. Let me jump on your back and go take me to this mine. We got to
man.
deal with some of the carrion bunch. Is that what he did?
Yeah, man. It's okay.
I'm trying to. Go ahead. Keep talking.
You find a picture of him riding 30-30.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
All right, voiced by Ed Gilbert. What a resume this gentleman had.
We're doing more. You're gonna tell me more?
Sadly, he passed in 1999.
Aw.
Okay, Ed Gilbert. He also played Billy Bob, Shaman, and Two-Faced Dingo Dan.
Okay.
You heard. Those, remember Two-Faced and Dingo. That stuff's going to come up later.
30-30 is just two 30s put together?
30-30 is, it's the words written out, though.
Oh, well.
Yeah, 30//30. He played Baloo in Tailspin.
Oh, great. Good for him.
G.I. Joe the movie, he played General Hawk. Hawk, the big dude.
Yeah, okay. I gotcha.
Transformers movie and TV series.
It looks like he wrote him.
Okay, that's awesome. Transformers the movie and TV series, Blitzwing.
Oh.
Okay. Now that's the thing is you're gonna see a lot of this stuff for such a bit character as Blitzwing. Here he is, right here.
Yeah, right.
Like to just have somebody else just do his voice that's already on the role, you know, like the payroll. It doesn't. It's kind of like you know, but they don't. And that's what they do is they actually have different characters voicing all these different voice actors playing all this stuff.
It's good stuff.
He played the Mandarin in Iron Man in the old 90s series.
Okay.
And Dormammu in Spider-Man, the animated series.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty good. He
Hold on,
was
I want to show
also
evidence that he's riding.
yes.
He's riding him.
Yeah, Cowboy's nothing without a steed, man.
No, I know, but it's like, but then he got up and had a gun and he ran around with him. So it's like, this is weird, right?
Totally cool.
I don't know. Hey, 80s cartoons, man. What are you gonna do?
He was an entomologist and discovered a new species, a new beetle, Chris. Not the car, the insect. He discovered a new one.
When?
He had the time in between voicing 50-50 and
30-30.
Blitzwing. 30-30. Did I say 50-50?
50-50.
50-50. Dude, we should have a raffle right now. Let's have a raffle. Who wants it?
What's a
If you're
50
watching, you
wanna
win.
do a 50-50
How many
raffle?
viewers do we have? If you're watching, you win. And you know what you win? You win something cool. Something from back
You
here.
can win Tex Hex.
No.
No, that's not happening.
If you're watching, is anybody watching? Give us your
watching.
deets because you
There's
just
some
won
people
something and we'll
watching.
send it to you.
Yeah.
Real, nothing
Add the
digital.
deets.
Real.
So, all right, so keep going.
Anyway,
now hold on a minute.
Yeah.
You're giving me a lot of deets. Are we breaking into any of this stuff? I'm trying to break in here. So
no, this is what I'm telling you. I'm telling you all this. These
this
are the
stuff.
deets.
Yeah, all right.
You don't need to break open anything because I already did it for you.
That's true. You
All
did.
right.
You did do. You did do
There's
that.
a guy named Jingles Morgan
And what does he do?
who was a former teacher of BraveStarr.
Yeah.
He's since gone rogue. So let's leave it at that.
But he
guys.
doesn't work with
Let's
the
leave
carrion
it at that.
bunch.
We're
Okay.
not going to dig on that one.
But,
all right?
but he
We're
doesn't.
not digging on there.
All right.
Buddies, other buddies that he has. Judge J.B. McBride, voiced by one Susan Blue. You may wonder why I'm putting Friday the 13th Part 4. Damn it.
What is it?
I meant Part 7.
Oh, no. We just got to take a quick break while he runs
the wrong movie.
He runs up and gets it. That's
It should be Part 7. I grabbed the wrong one. You know, 4 and 7, come on. 50-50. Right? I had a 50-50.
50-50.
I had a 30-30.
Yeah. Well,
I had a
how many
30-30.
movies were how many do you have up there?
I got them all. I got them all. Like 13.
So there's like 10.
Like
Yeah, okay. You had a 50-50 chance.
Anyway, she played the mom. Susan Blue played the mom in...
Jason's mom?
No. Tina's mom, Amanda Shepard, in Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, Chris.
All right.
What I do have, which is not a mistake, is RC.
She played RC.
She played RC in the movie and in the TV show. See, she wasn't too good for the voices, such as Judd Nelson was. Judd Nelson played Hot Rod, but only in the movie.
Yeah, that's true,
right?
Yeah. You want to do
She's
that?
really difficult to stand.
There you go.
All right, so there you go. RC. Sorry about the Friday the 13th. I goofed.
No, it's fine.
Hey,
that's
man.
fine.
Hey.
You had a 50-50 chance.
I had
and you blew it, but that's okay.
I blew it. Anyway, so she's got some stuff on her belt. Nanny Smurf. She voiced Nanny Smurf.
There was a Nanny
Vicky
Smurf?
Grimm in all of the Army Men games.
What?
All of the Army Men games. You remember the Army Men games from 3DO?
Yeah.
You do
Those
remember
are good.
those. Hold on a second. Little Clowns from Happy Town. She played Hiccup. Second time that's just showing up here. Chris got Little Clowns of
Happy Town
back on a classic blend.
I did.
That you might want to check out.
I sure did.
A cartoon episode. That might have been one of the episodes that we did movies, cartoons.
And we used to combine them all.
Yeah.
Well, that was a big show.
All in one.
It was a big show
back then. That was a big show.
Yeah.
All right. Here's some information where we might go on a little detour, a little tangent.
Okay.
She played in 2006 all of Petrie's siblings. Petrie? I don't know. In Land Before Time, XII. What Roman numeral is that?
12. There was a 12?
Chris, there were
at least.
And I looked at it to find out there were not only 12, there were 14 of them. The last one was made in 2016. They're still making.
Are we gonna have to do a deep dive in the Land Before Time movies? Oh
I looked at it. I'm like, I'm baffled.
That's insane.
I just don't get it.
How many adventures?
They have 14 of them now, plus a TV show. I don't know.
Wow.
But I looked, and not one of the voice actors is the same throughout the whole entire thing.
Except
there was like one character that had like 2 different voice actors.
Okay.
You know, like they're up to the second one right now. But that's it. Like nobody is stuck around.
That's insane.
So anyway, you know, Susan Blue.
Learned a lot.
Thanks.
Learned a lot tonight.
Thanks for that.
We're diving everywhere.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Okay, so BraveStarr.
That might be the one you need. So just
Yeah, no, I'm not throwing it on the floor. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's talk about.
Here's the funny thing. You did a lot. You really diving deep on this one.
Oh yeah, I am, Chris.
You just wow.
Chris, I went nuts.
I mean, this is what a deep dive is.
This is a deep dive.
Yeah.
The other one was a roll call. This is a deep dive.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
All right, and the funny thing is that's how I wanted to do the episodes, and this is how you wanted to do the episodes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
we crisscrossed it.
Yeah.
Because the last one, this is the second one that we're doing on a deep dive, and the first one was Sylvester Stallone. Check it out if you want to.
It's fun.
You don't have to. I'm not telling you.
But you should though. No, but you should though.
But you could.
You don't have to.
No.
But you should.
But you should. Okay, so Stampede. Let's talk main bad guy. We're not going to talk about Tex Hex here yet.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the main bad guy, played by Alan Oppenheimer.
Alan Oppenheimer, yeah.
Yep, sounds good, right? You might know him as Falkor, Gmork, and Rockbiter from The Neverending Story in 1984.
Oh, my God.
What do you think about that? Check out this resume. You ready for it?
Yeah.
You know how we went back a little bit?
Yeah.
We're going back to like 1964. I Spy, Get Smart, Hogan's Heroes, Andy Griffith Show, Mod Squad.
As an actor?
I Dream of Jeannie, The Partridge Family, Bonanza, Bewitched, Battle of the Planets. He switched to voice acting, right?
No.
See? The Smurfs, Mama's Family, Knight Rider, He-Man, Skeletor, and Man-at-Arms, and Merman in Masters of the Universe. Oh, come on. Oh, no.
Okay. All right. That's a dog pile.
And here, Skeletor reigns supreme.
Wow.
Yep. So there you go. He voiced Skeletor, Merman, Cringer and Battle Cat, even.
Oh my goodness.
Chris and Roboto and Buzz Off.
You know what's interesting is that you got Peter Cullen, right?
Yeah.
And you
I
got
think he did a lot, Frank Welker.
and Frank Welker.
You think they did a lot of voices?
You think they did? But then again,
You look at this stuff, and these guys are workhorses, man.
we're like making so much noise on the camera. I
Yeah,
apologize.
it's
I
totally cool.
apologize.
It's totally cool. Workhorses, you know what I mean? That's what these guys do.
Wow.
And it's amazing. Like the voices, you've heard every one of these people's voices before.
That's good work.
You know what I mean?
That's good work if you can get it.
Bionic 6, he played Jack Bennett, aka Bionic 1.
Oh.
All right. He also played Captain Kyo in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. He played
As an actor?
Nizu Ambassador in Star Trek Voyager. And recently, Adventure Time, don't watch it, but he provided voice in there, as well as he was Old Timer in Toy Story 4. I don't know if anybody saw
Is he still active?
He
though?
is still active and still doing
Oh,
stuff.
and 4, you said.
Yeah, Toy Story 4.
Okay.
That's like the
Wow.
newest one. All right, so
Fantastic. What else we got?
let's go into a little bit of Tex Hex. All right, we're gonna go into Tex Hex here and talk about the Carrion Bunch. All right, Tex Hex was voiced by Charlie
Switching to my
Adler.
phone, my tablet's dead.
Okay, he was also in the show as here you go. He was also in the show as Deputy Fuzz. All right, Tex Hex's lair is called the Hexagon.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
That's really
so you
good.
have
I like that.
what was it
But where was Stampede though?
the Karen lair or whatever what was it
Carrion Bunch?
the Carrium Fort Carrium
Oh, Fort Carrion. Yeah, right.
Fort
right.
Carrium and the Hexagon, right? That's the lair. He's a leader of the Carrion Bunch. So underneath Stampede, he's out there.
right,
He's
yeah.
got the Carrion Bunch with him. Okay. Before we talk about the Carrion Bunch, let me just tell you that he voiced Roddy Piper in Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling show.
Wow, we have a lot of stuff.
All right. He also voiced the Hamburglar in a few selected McDonald's commercials.
A lot of Hamburglar.
Say it.
What?
Say it.
What? What was it?
What's the Hamburger's line?
Oh, I don't know. What's his line?
Robble.
Oh, that's God. You're getting ready to switch to the camera, and I don't know.
I was getting ready. He played Lowlight in G.I. Joe.
Okay.
He played Buster Bunny on
Tiny Toon Adventures.
Tiny Toon Adventures.
Wow. Okay.
He got into a tiffy.
Tiff.
A tiff
little tiff.
with the producers and abruptly left the show.
What?
He left. He just left. Guess who took over? John Cassier, or Cassier, whatever you want to call him, also known as the Crypt Keeper.
What?
He voiced the Crypt Keeper from 89 to 96. And to go further into the deep dive and off on a tangent, Chris, I'm going to tell you that John Cassier, whatever, I don't know, he defeated Sinbad for Best Comic on Star Search in 1985.
What?
Sinbad, Chris. He defeated
Nobody
Sinbad.
beat Sinbad.
He beat him.
Wow.
He beat him. And Sinbad starred with Arnold Schwarzenegger in
Jingle All the Way.
With, we don't talk about that movie. So anyway, all right, leader of the Carrion Bunch. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about Charlie Adler.
Okay.
As Tex Hex. He led Outlaw Scuzz, voiced by Alan Oppenheimer. Also voiced.
Also Stampede.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He led Cactus Head, voiced by Pat Fraley.
Right.
Sandstorm, Ed Gilbert, Thunderstick, Pat Fraley, Vipra, Susan Blue. You see that pattern here?
Oh yeah.
All of the guys underneath them voiced other main characters on the show.
But let me ask you this: Is it a thing where they're like, okay, we have all these characters, we're gonna get like this handful of people to come in. This is how animation works, right? Yeah. Unless it's a feature film, then they get a voice for everybody.
Yes. Like,
but yeah, Nelson. So we're gonna get 5-6 people in here, and they're gonna do all these voices. You think they have to audition? They probably audition, right? They have agents and like audition for this thing.
There's some stories.
They go in and that's interesting. Is there? If anyone knows if there's a documentary about, voice acting specifically for cartoons and stuff, I'd love to see that. I've never seen anything like that.
It would be actually kind of interesting. Because there are staples like that we are talking about at this very moment.
Yeah.
And obviously bigger like Peter Cullen and Frank Welker didn't have voices on the show. Which is surprising because they were in everything.
And these people were in everything. Are they the B team then? And it's like,
I don't know.
Are the other two guys like the A team? Like, how's it? Do they even have that? Is that even a thing in that? I would assume it is because you have your A actors, your B actors.
There is a thing where if you look at
what I mean?
at some of these things. I don't know if it was Ed Gilbert, but one of them said that he was out there and he was talking about it. He was actually voiced. Actually, who was the one I said was Buster Bunny?
Oh, Charlie Adler.
Yeah, so click him, right?
Yeah.
And if you read this thing where they're talking about it, he was actually hired by, look, an agent had praised him in front of them as the next Frank Welker.
Whoa. Okay.
He was actually hired by Steven Spielberg himself.
Wow.
For the role of Buster Bunny.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Pretty good.
So that's big time, dude. Big time.
Wow.
So these guys, I wouldn't call these guys a B team. I'd say these guys are straight up voice talent, voice actors.
Yeah, just straight up. Wow. Right? Pretty good, man.
Shaman, also played by Ed Gilbert, just to let you know. He was also the foster father of BraveStarr.
Yeah.
A little bit of information there for you. All right, so before we get into the other stuff about the show, like there are two little side little things, and I'm just gonna place them right here.
Okay. All right.
Okay. There was a show called Bravo. An episode called Bravo, Chris. No, there wasn't. There was an episode called The Price, Chris. The Price was a dingo dealer. Dingo. I didn't tell you what the dingoes were. They're coyote-like humanoids, Chris. Coyote-like humanoids that they also called coyotoids, whatever you want to call them. They were, just kind of around or doing their thing and everything like that. They weren't the best. Tell me what you think of. Yeah.
What? Just stop.
Yeah.
What'd you stop?
No. Okay,
you slipped a thought.
I know I slipped a thought.
You slipped a thought.
Anyway, dealer sold a drug called Spin, which is like an hallucinogenic.
Okay. Yeah.
It ended up killing a boy named Jay, and BraveStarr arrested the guy.
Right.
Like he killed him on the show. Like this was the show where they had a drug out there, and the kid died.
Did they make it? Did they make a thing about it? Did
like
they make
a very special episode? Yeah.
Did they make a thing? Or did they do like a PSA afterwards?
Like Joey Gladstone came into the room, sat on the bed. And
yeah.
Talked to Stephanie about it.
Oh.
That's what happened. Anyway, so it got into some things. Some things. There was a character on the show named Two-Face.
No, okay. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to.
He was a cyborg avianoid, which were like ostrich-looking people.
Was this Dingo Dan?
No.
Who was Two-Face Dingo Dan?
That's exactly why I'm saying there was a character called Two-Face, Chris.
Yeah.
He was like with a normal head and a cyborg head. Like that was his deal, okay?
Yeah.
And then there was also Two-Faced Dingo Dan.
Yeah.
Which was another character on the show.
Okay, so there was
there was Two-Face, and then there was Two-Face.
Oh, there was a Krang in here too.
I know. Yeah.
Weird.
He was a humanoid feline. There, Krang wasn't a character; it's a species.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Humanoids. Okay. So
like the ape cats.
Yeah. Let's go back to BraveStarr. Right, superpowers.
We're back at BraveStarr.
Okay. That was his whole point.
What can he do?
Ask me again, Chris. Ask me a little bit more detail.
What can BraveStarr do? I mean, I'm just trying to think. Did you? Well, you know what? This is what I've been trying to ask you this the whole time. Now that we're going to get into the show a little bit and what BraveStarr was, what did you do? How did you? Oh my God, I can't even speak. What is your relationship with BraveStarr? Like, where did you go? What did you know about him? What did you know about him? I messed up that whole thing. What did you know about BraveStarr?
What did I know about BraveStarr? BraveStarr had powers, Chris. Powers called Eyes of the Hawk, which, guess what it let him do? It let him see things. Chris, he also had Ears of the Wolf. Chris, it let him hear things. Strength of the Bear, Chris. It let him be strong,
so
Chris.
Basically all these animals, right?
Yeah.
He basically had all these animals with him. What else did he have? I'm trying to remember what else he had. Did he have frog's legs like a frog? Or could he have? Let me see. I'm not looking. I'm trying to remember. Oh, you're gonna have to tell me.
All right. So he also had Speed of the Puma. Chris, you were close with the frog.
Oh, it was so.
It was
close,
a leg. It was
man.
leg. It was leg oriented.
I was so close.
If
All
you
right.
will.
Yeah, tell me.
All right. So that's really it about him, and the other characters and everything like that. What I do want to go on to are the toys. Let's go on to the toys. No, let's not. Let's go into the movie. BraveStarr the movie, 1988.
Yeah.
Okay. It came out 18 March in the United States. It was about the discovery of the Kyrium and how BraveStarr came to battle Tex Hex. Mm-hmm. That's what it came down to. Okay. It introduces his allies, JB, 3030, Shaman, and Detective or Deputy Fuzz, who's a prairie person, by the way. That's his style.
What were the prairie people?
Well, why don't you ask me again, Chris?
What were the prairie people?
Yeah.
Tell me what the prairie people were.
I think you got to exit that box. Okay.
No, it's fine. Keep going. Tell me what the prairie people
I don't want to tell you about the prairie people.
No. Stop. Tell me about the prairie people. No. Kenny, it's fine. Kenny, I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm good. Sit down. Tell me what the prairie people were.
The prairie people, Chris.
Stop switching cameras.
They were people
Don't touch a camera. We're fine. Tell me what
they were people that they were indigenous to New Texas.
But what were they? Did they have like hoods and stuff? I don't remember.
What, the prairie people?
Yeah, I just don't remember.
You want to see what the prairie people were? Yeah. Let's give you a rundown of the prairie people. And it's funny that you asked that because it's a good segue into other things.
Well, tell me what you got.
Prairie people, Chris. Here we go. Anthropoid prairie dog-like creatures and native to New Texas who take pleasure in mining and the operation of machinery. Machinery. They like all that stuff. Chris, BraveStarr the movie, 1988. The same voices as the show. Fantastic.
Well, wait.
Thank you for doing that, Filmation.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping the voice actors from the show because I feel like Deke or whoever was in charge of like Transformers the movie and G.I. Joe the movie just decided to be like, we're done with all these guys and we're gonna bring in like Orson Welles and again Judd Nelson and Robert Stack and make a Transformers the movie. And then they were like, oh, let's bring in Don Johnson. Ultra Magnus.
Oh yeah.
Don Johnson was like, who did John Johnson play? He played somebody in.
Oh my God, there's too many guys here.
Don Johnson was in G.I. Joe the movie.
Was he? I don't remember who he played.
Anyway, whatever.
Duke?
I don't know. Whatever. No,
Fluke?
I don't know. Fluke, Flint.
Flint? Oh, maybe Flint. Yeah.
But didn't I say somebody else played Flint in the movie?
I don't know.
Or that was Hawk, General Hawk.
Anyway, go on.
So I think he was Flint.
Yeah.
I think you're right. But it's like obviously he's not going to carry over into the show. He's not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
So so the movie was after?
The movie came out after the series ended. All right, it was basically like a prequel, and it was notable as one of the first, just I guess, productions of the time to use computer-generated graphics.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like
not all, but in part.
Everything says that it's that.
No, it was at the dude 1988.
Yeah, I guess.
What was using graphics in 1988? Check out what did they say? It was the first computer-generated show. Reboot, right? When was Reboot? Look that up.
Oh, Reboot was in Reboot.
It had to have been in the 90s. Like that's what I'm saying. Like this was way ahead of its time. It was known in Europe as BraveStarr the Legend, and then in the Philippines it was known as the Legend of BraveStarr.
1994 was Reboot. Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
The Legend of BraveStarr. So it's still kind of boring, BraveStarr the movie. But anyway, this is what ultimately sunk Filmation. It failed. It bombed. It didn't do well.
It didn't go in the theater, right?
Nobody really cared. It was Chris in the theaters.
Oh,
BraveStarr the movie.
No.
You missed it. You didn't go.
No.
Anyway, at one point there were plans for a revival series.
Oh, like they did He-Man or Thundercats and
yeah, but unlike there was The Secret of the Sword, right? That came out.
Oh,
it was the first 5 episodes of She-Ra.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Like just re-edited and put in the movie theater, which I never knew, but then it happened.
It's a new She-Ra coming out.
I was talking about Bravo before, the episode Bravo, which wasn't Bravo. I did tell you about the price. Now you know what the price was. Right?
Which one?
Jay died.
That's the one with the kid died?
Spin.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's called The Price?
Yeah. So anyway, dingo dealer. Dingo people. So anyway, there was a show
That's a
called,
little problematic.
there was a series called Bravo with an exclamation point, which Chris was retitled to Quest. Oh no, it was originally titled Quest of the Prairie People. It was in production when Filmation shut their doors.
Oh.
And then they changed the name to Bravo. Like, I didn't know if they planned on having BraveStarr in it or not. I have no idea.
Maybe.
Anyway,
I want to see the one 3030 goes camping. That looks like
looks like a good show, right?
What do you got? I have a fun little thing that I thought maybe we could do, but we'll do it at the end.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
It involves the names of these
that's
things.
Totally
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the toys for a second.
Okay, sure.
This little guy.
Yeah.
This is Tex Hex,
Right.
who, if you saw our show,
The toy hall.
or toy hall with it.
Hall and Oates sold separately.
I'm going to go on record and say that I'm the first person who put Max Ray's helmet on Tex Hex.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Right? Yeah. And let's just come on, the mustache.
I'm sorry, that's Freddie Mercury.
That's a fantastic. I think Tom Selleck. I'm going Tom Selleck.
Oh, okay, maybe yeah. It could be Freddie Mercury.
A little loose, but that's all right.
Well,
all right. Hey man,
Freddie Selleck.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That isn't bad.
That's not bad.
Are they the same height? No, he's taller. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit taller.
So like, there's no standard there. Like there wasn't any standard.
With action figures, certainly, Chris, there was no standard.
Like literally, like no. First of all, Rowdy Roddy, like how are you even supposed to stand up?
There was no standard. None. And then
It's none.
oh, let's take
It's not happening.
a little bit of Miles Mayhem here as well.
There
there was nothing. Nothing, Chris.
Anyway, go.
You know what I mean?
Why is he?
I don't know.
All right, go on with what you got going on here.
Visionaries, Sectors.
Go on with what you got going on here.
So, all right. So, 8-inch tall figures. They came out with BraveStarr, Tex Hex, Sandstorm, 3030, Scuzz.
You could put him on 3030 also. He could sit on 3030. Yeah.
Deputy Fuzz, Colonel, Borobot, Thunderstick, and they also had laser firing backpacks, which you can buy separately or packaged in with the figures themselves.
What'd they do?
They made laser sounds and
cool.
lasers.
Oh, yeah, they had laser guns
Chris.
and stuff. Yeah.
A second series never came to fruition. They developed it. It was supposed to have Dingo Dan, Judge JB, right
RC
here.
from Transformers.
Yep.
Yep.
Long Arm John, Rampage, and Starhawk the vehicle. What did come out though, Chris? Colorforms, Viewmaster reels, storybook, pillowcase, a sticker album. Oh god, I remember the
Just
sticker
a
albums where you,
pillowcase or
open them
like
up and you
actual
put the stickers
sheets?
and be like, I need 45, and you put them
Oh
in.
god, yeah.
Remember those things?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And you like stick them on, and someone would make like a picture because you had.
I
four
hated
of them
that because you
together.
were like, because I was like, I'm never gonna finish any of these things.
Dude, I had like the Masters of the Universe one. I loved it. I loved it.
That's good.
Comic series made by Blackthorn Comics. Tell you about a little bit about Blackthorn. You don't know any of their comic books.
No.
Nobody knows any of their comic books. However, they paid a lot of money back in the day for the rights to Moonwalker, which was the Michael Jackson film, and they came out with a comic series, and it like bombed like big time, and they closed their doors the next year.
Wow.
Yeah, they were done.
No, hey, listen, if you don't swing for the fences, you know you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
You never know.
And sometimes you miss a shot you do take.
Yeah, sometimes you do miss.
Yeah.
So anyway, what the last little tidbit that I have for you in here is that there was a video game on the Commodore 64, BraveStarr, which was a side-scrolling shooter.
Wow.
So that's cool.
Oh, we gotta check that out.
Yeah, you do.
What year was that?
He asks me questions.
Well,
I'm assuming it's in the vicinity of
the 80s,
the show.
probably 87.
Probably the 80s.
Maybe even 89. It might have even come
Could've
out.
been.
We could look
You
it
never
up.
know.
We could look it up.
Who's on there?
Look it up.
Look at merchandise.
All right. Well, I mean,
so,
look.
You got these little dudes. That's just the way it is. Yeah, all these things.
Naked ass Spider-Man. All right.
He's not really related here.
So look,
Neither is
that's a lot.
Miles.
That's a lot of information. You gave us all a lot. I'm exhausted just listening to everything you said.
That's why I'm telling you, man. If you want to research BraveStarr and you want to know a little bit about BraveStarr, there you go. You know,
I didn't know where you were gonna go with all that, and I was like, I'm not exactly sure.
About it, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, because I was like, I wasn't exactly sure where we were gonna go with.
I am now. Let's tell you, I am the leading historian on BraveStarr in the world right now.
Well, except the one who wrote the Wikipedia page.
I think multiple people wrote the Wikipedia page.
Now, and you've taken it all and you've put it all in your brain.
It's in here, and I feel like I am BraveStarr. BraveStarr.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Which?
I have the
What do you have? Which one?
I have the bowels of an infant.
The bowels of an infant and the legs of a frog. That's what you got. All right, look. So I really quickly I want to go through maybe like some of the cool titles for these. I always loved episode titles for these cartoons. So there's 65 episodes, but it looks like there's some good ones. The first episode is the disappearance of 3030.
Yeah,
that's just like
they're starting off strong.
Yeah, like that's all right.
That usually you reserve that to like maybe the end of the first season or something like that.
Look, I still have a problem with him riding 3030 and him also being a sentient being, but whatever, that's fine. The taking of Thistledown 1, 2, 3.
Ooh,
that's
Thistle.
weird.
Thistle, like
Thistle. Yes, Thistle.
Thistle.
Yeah. One word though, Thistledown. Big 30 and Little Wimble. That looks like
Wimble
a good
with
one.
an WH.
WIMBL.
Oh.
BraveStarr, The Law, Carrion Fever, Wild Child, The Vigilantes, Hail, the gang's all here. What do we got? This Showdown at Sawtooth. These are some good,
Showdown.
They're
in
very.
Texas.
The thing is, they're very descriptive. They had to be descriptive. I think sometimes shows go with nondescript. You have Thorin, the Slave Master. One like that. Oh, The Price.
Thor.
There you go.
Thorin.
The Slave Master, right?
Sorry, look, Merman didn't have a sword.
Who am I?
How are you going to defend yourself against it?
I can't click on the thing. Who am I? That's
Who am I? That's the name of it?
That's the name of an episode.
See, he probably finds
Tunnel
out
of Terror sounds like something at a theme park. Called Arms, that's good. Handlebar and Rampage.
I just think of a mustache, but keep going.
Absolutely, yeah. The Day the Town Was Taken. That's a little foreboding, wouldn't you say? Oh, Legend of a Pretty Lady.
Whoa.
That's a good one. That's a fun one. Space Zoo. Oh, here's a good one. Episode 46, Texas Terrible Night.
Oh, what?
Texas Terrible Night.
He had a night terror.
In my
bad dream.
Little tiny bit of research, I did see an image of him laying on the ground with like thistles or something in his butt. But he's like, the way he was drawn is like he's completely turned around, like basically looking at his own butt, pulling them out. I'm like, it's a lot. 3030 goes camping.
He certainly does.
That's a good one, right? That's a fun one. I don't know. There's some good ones here, man. BraveStarr, The Empress.
What was the last one?
Night of the Bronco Tank. That's not the lesson. The last one is Strength of the Bear. I wish I could click on these and see what they are. But
certainly are.
I don't know. Those are just some really fun.
Yeah, so that's
those are just some really fun episode titles. I just want to take a look at it.
87.
The video game 1987. It was a side scrolling.
So it came out, at the height of the BraveStarr craze.
Commodore 64, the Amstrad CPC, and the ZX Spectrum. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So BraveStarr. That's yeah, man. That was it's funny because that's at the height of us watching cartoons.
It really was.
And I feel like, what channel was it on? Did it say what channel it's on? Or was on, I should say? I don't know what
Well, I think usually they tell you in like this.
And here you have the network. Thing. Yeah, that's the original network. Was first run syndication.
Okay,
right,
so there you go. So
NBC,
so for us, Channel 11. What?
So yeah. So Channel 11
used to be syndication.
I'm just trying to remember.
That
See,
really sometimes Channel 5 though.
Did you watch this though?
Did I watch BraveStarr?
I don't remember watching a lot of BraveStarr.
I was aware of it. Tex Hex I always thought was cool, which explains this.
Yeah. I just watched a lot of Silverhawks, G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man, the staples, But I knew about BraveStarr.
Yeah, BraveStarr.
And I thought the toys were cool.
Yeah,
I never had BraveStarr.
It's something to go back to.
I had Centurions, absolutely.
And I'm sure
I had He-Man toys, and
I
don't know. It's pretty interesting though.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to Players Guide for asking about BraveStarr.
Oh, yeah.
Mentioned to us about BraveStarr and gave us the inspiration to deep dive into this.
There's your deep dive. Deep dive for BraveStarr.
Yep. Check out that channel.
I wish we had a little more stories about it. We don't really
in YouTube
have too much stories. Yeah,
Twitch also.
Twitch, yeah. Oop. Fell right off. Put it right back on his head. But yeah, do you even 80s, bro?
Yeah,
all the social medias.
He does.
No, I'm just saying you can get there on all the social medias.
Yeah. I thought it was a question, so.
Yeah, but no, we know. Well, obviously tonight we did, so.
We did, yeah. We 80s the heck out of this, man.
This is interesting. I just loved how, all of a sudden, you were just pulling up.
Yeah, this is everything.
That's pretty good.
Friday the 13th ruined it for me.
I know, you got mad, I know. All right, well, we'll pause everything and you can go. You can go get it. All right, so that's going to do it. That's your deep dive for BraveStarr.
Yeah.
Kenny, you mentioned we did a deep dive on Sylvester Stallone's filmography. You can go and check that out and look forward to more deep dives.
But I would like to hear what other deep dives what deets the peeps
want.
Oh, I was hoping you had
What
something else.
deets the peeps
Needs?
creeps. Creep. Neeps? Need? Yeah. Need? Yeah.
Need.
Deets the peeps need. Oh, it's a work in progress. We'll
Deets
workshop
the peeps needs.
Needs. Oh, okay, yeah. Needs of the peeps.
What? The deets
for
the peeps fancy.
Okay.
Fancy
Deets the peeps fancy. Fancy that.
Fancy that.
Well, all right. Anyway, enough wordplay for one video. If you're listening to this, this is not the regularly scheduled. I don't know if this will be on the.
If you're listening to this, if this does become an episode of Meanwhile Back in the 80s, don't watch the video form because Chris doesn't look like what you think he looks like.
Oh man, that's interesting. And if I am or am not, then just
you're not
add us at Do You Even 80's Bro, and let me know if Kenny or me are what you thought we were.
Just listen to the
Isn't
voices.
that fun? Isn't that
don't ruin
fun?
it.
Yeah,
don't ruin the experience.
Yeah, why not?
Don't ruin it.
Well, we're both wearing Star Wars shirts. It's fine. They're like, I gotta go watch this now. Anyway, thank you for watching or
he
listening.
Looks like Brad Pitt, and I look like Gilbert Gottfried.
No, I would say not Gilbert Gottfried. Come on, give yourself a little.
Well, I'm just,
give
you start low.
You know,
you start low, and people can't fault you from that after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Whatever. Appreciate it. And just tell us what you think we should deep dive into next from the 80s. Could be fun.
Why not?
Yeah. 80s. Say
The
something.
80s had swimming pools.
They sure did, Ken.
They sure
did. All right. We'll see.